Welcome to the second lecture of module 4, which is on absorption. Before going to the second lecture, let us have a small recap of the previous lecture we had. In our previous lecture, we just had a introductions why absorption is important, its definition, importance, application, and then we discussed the equilibrium characteristics of different systems. Then the selection of solvents, and the other thing which is how to determine the minimum liquid flow rate, liquid or solvent, in other words solvent flow rate, and then we have given an example how to determine the minimum liquid flow rate, and in general the solvent circulation or flow rate is about 1.2 to 2 times of the minimum solvent rate. So, in this lecture we will start the design of pack towers. The conventional equipment for absorption studies are the two equipments. One is the pack towers and second one is the plate tower. In plate towers, the gas and liquid contacts in discrete stages and the change of concentration is a step change. And this contactor plate column tower is known as the stage wise contact. On the other hand, if we consider pack towers, in this case the gas and liquid they come in contact in a continuous contact between the gas and liquid over the packing materials throughout the column. So, we call this pack towers as the continuous differential contact equipment. Now, for sizing of the pack towers, we need to consider different steps. One is the solvent selection, and second one is packing selection, then we have to determine the determination of minimum and actual solvent rate, then determination of column diameter, then the height of the column or packing height, any design of liquid distributor packing support, nozzles, etc. So, this procedure has to be followed. In our previous few lectures, we have considered the steps, what are the criteria to select the solvent, how to select the different types of packing, and how to determine the minimum and actual solvent rate. We have seen how to determine the column diameter. In this lecture, we will only consider determination of packing height, and we will consider only transfer of one solute molecules, transfer of only one solute, and for the design purpose the following parameters should be known beforehand. The known parameters: one is the flow rates, both gas and liquid, terminal concentrations, both in gas and liquid phases. Then the equilibrium data, and the individual or overall mass transfer coefficient like K y a, K x a or capital K L a, K G a, etc. So, these are the known parameters is required for the design or determination of packing height for a particular application. Now, we will consider design method which is based on the individual mass transfer coefficients. So, for this let us consider the pack towers. So, this is the height of the packing in a pack towers, Z is the total height and inlet gas rate is G 1 Y 1 and outlet gas rate is G 2 Y 2 and inlet liquid rate is L 2 X 2 and outlet liquid rate is L 1 X 1. So, this is counter current operations in the packed column and G dash and L dash, this is based on unit cross sectional area of the tower. So, it has unit of mole per time into area and A is the specific interfacial area this is basically based on unit packed volume So, the unit of A will be meter square per meter cube. Now, if we consider steady state operations of the column and if we consider the thickness at any point inside the tower is dz and a steady state mass balance over a small section of thickness dz will get the flow rate of solute with the carrier is equal to G dash y mole per time into area. Now, the change of solute flow rate over the section, change of solute flow rate over the section would be d into G dash y. Now, if we consider Na is the local flux and Ky is the individual gas phase mass transfer coefficient. Then the packed volume will be 1 into dz and the interfacial area of contact in the differential section, interfacial area of contact in the differential section should be equal to A into 1 into dz. Then the rate of mass transfer of the solute should be equal to A dz into Na. Now, if we do the mass balance over the elementary section, mass balance bed will get A dz Na should be equal to minus d of G dash y, which is equal to minus G dash dy minus y dg dash. So, from this we can write minus dg dash will be A dz into Na. Now, we know that Na is equal to Ky into y minus yi, where yi is the interfacial concentration, facial gas phase solute concentration. So, if we put this in this equation, the equation and then rearrange, then it will be A dz Na into 1 minus y is equal to minus g dash dy. So, dz equal to g dash dy divided by k y a into 1 minus y into y minus y I. So, and this is the equations for dz, and then if we integrate this equation with the appropriate limits, it gives z is equal to integral 0 to z dz will be equal to integral y1 to y2 minus g dash dy divided by k y a into 1 minus y into y minus y I is equal to integral y2 to y1 g dash dy divided by k y a into 1 minus y into y minus y I. Now, this evaluation of this integral will give you the value of z, and this can be done by graphical or numerical methods. So, the procedure we can follow to determine the integral term, following steps may be followed. Steps to determine the integral. The graphical methods we can follow. The steps, first we will draw the equilibrium curve on the xy plane. So, this is the equilibrium curve which is plotted based on some values available, and then draw the operating line. And then this operating line equations we know from the mass balance, we can write G S y by 1 minus y minus y 2 by 1 minus y 2 is equal to L S into x by 1 minus x minus x 2 by 1 minus x 2. So, this is the equations of operating line. With this we can plot the operating line, and if this is not given, the liquid flow rate is not given, then we can calculate how to obtain the minimum liquid flow rate, and we can take a value of what 1.22 2 times of the minimum liquid rate, and we can draw the operating line. Now, we will take any point on the operating line, say at point O, which is x y, take any point O x y on the operating line. Now, we know the slope of the value minus k x a by k y a. With this slope, we can draw a line which is this line and which intersect at some point P, which is x I and y I. This gives the interfacial concentration. Concentrations corresponding to that x y value. This line OP is called the tie line. Now, we can repeat this step and we can plot parallel to this line so many points on this curve. So, repeat step 3 at different points and get the corresponding values of x I, y I. So, then we have a set of values, and then we can calculate at each point g is equal to g s into 1 plus y. So, and this we can check how at every point g is changing. We will come later how to calculate the area under the integral, that is from y2 to y1 g dash dy by k y a 1 minus y minus y I. So, we will come with an example to calculate this. We can use other type of individual mass transfer coefficient to calculate the values of z, which is equal to, you can write integral y2 to y1 g dash dy divided by kg a p capital Kg into 1 minus y into y minus y I, or we can also use integral x2 to x1 minus L dash dx divided by KLA, capital KLA into CA average into 1 minus x into xi minus x. The height of the stripping section in the similar way, height of the packing in the stripping section can be calculated in the similar manner. So, the design equations we can write z will be integral y1 to y2 g dash dy divided by kya into 1 minus y into yi minus y. Now, let us consider an example. A packed tower is to be designed to absorb 95% of sulfur dioxide from an air SO2 mixture using pure water, and the entering feed gas mixture contains 15 mole percent sulfur dioxide and 85 mole percent air at 303 Kelvin and 101.3 kilopascal total pressure. The feed gas rate is given 1000 kg per hour. The solvent rate is given 30,000 kg per hour. The tower cross sectional area is 1 meter square, and also it is given that Kxa is 1.1 kmol per meter square second and Kya is 0.07 kmol per meter square second. We have to calculate the tower height using Kya. The equilibrium data is given in this table. X and y values are given. Now, we will calculate the average molecular weight of feed gas. So, the feed gas is entering at 15 mole percent of SO2. So, 0.15 into 64 plus 85 mole percent of air into 29. So, this will be 34.25. Now, the feed gas rate is given. Feed gas rate is equal to 1000 kg per hour. So, we will convert it to kilomole per hour, which will be 1000 divided by 34.25 kmol per hour, which is equal to 29.2 kmol per hour, and this we can define as G1. Now, feed concentration, as we said, feed concentration Y1 is 0.15 mole fraction. So, capital Y we can calculate 0.15 by 1 minus 0.15, which is equal to 0.177 mole ratio unit. Now, the feed gas rate on solute free basis we can calculate. Solute free basis is equal to Gs, which is equal to G1 into 1 minus Y1, which we can write 29.2 into 1 minus 0.15. So, this will be 24.82 kmol per hour. Now, SO2 entering into the tower is equal to G1 Y1, which is equal to 29.2 into 0.15. This is equals 4.38 kmol per hour. This is the entering sulfur dioxide concentration into the tower. 95% of G1 Y1 to be absorbed. So, then SO2 absorbed should be 4.38 into 0.95 is equal to 4.16 kmol per hour. Now, SO2 leaving is equal to 4.38 minus 4.16, which is equal to 0.22 kmol per hour. Now, we can calculate concentration capital Y2 is equal to 0.22 by Gs, which is 0.22 by 24.82, which is equal to 0.00887, and Y2 we can calculate capital Y2 by 1 plus capital Y2, which is equal to 0.00887 divided by 1 plus 0.00887, which is equals to 0.088. Now, we will calculate the exit concentration of sulfur dioxide in the liquid phase. To do that, we know the overall balanced equation, which is Gs into Y1 by 1 minus Y1 minus Y2 by 1 minus Y2 is equal to Ls into x1 by 1 minus x1 minus x2 divided by 1 minus x2. We know Gs, which is equal to 24.82 kmol per hour, and Ls is equal to 30,000 kg per hour, which is equal to 30,000 divided by 18 kmol per hour, which is equal to 1666.67 kmol per hour. Y1 is given, which is 0.15, Y2 we have calculated 0.0088 and pure water is used to absorb SO2. So, it is 0. If we substitute these values, then x1 is equal to 0.0249. So, this is the concentration of SO2 in the exit stream. Now, the equilibrium data which is given is plotted over here. We know the x1, y1 and x2, y2. With the equilibrium data given, we can plot this is the equilibrium curve, and with the data of x1, y1 and x2, y2, we can plot the operating line curve. So, now the procedure to be followed, we will locate a point anywhere on the curve and the slope of the tie line can be calculated minus k x a divided by k y a, and which is equal to minus 1.1 by 0.07, which is equal to minus 15.71. This is the equation of tie line. With this, we can plot the line with that slope and we will get say point O, and this is P, and we know the x I, y I, and this is point x y. Similarly, we can draw different parallel line to this, and at different point we can calculate sets of x and y values and x I and y I values. The following table shows the values taken from initial to the final. This is y2, y1 and this is y2. So, this in this point we have got the different values of y I, and from that we can calculate y 1 by 1 minus y into y minus y I. Now, with that we know the equation which is z is equal to integral y2 to y1 g dash dy divided by k y a 1 minus y into y minus y I, which is equal to, we can write g dash by k y a integral dy by 1 minus y into y minus y I. So, this area under the curve, if we plot 1 by 1 minus y into y minus y I versus y, then the area under this curve is equal to 16.5. Now, we know k y a, which is 0.07 mole per meter square second, which is equal to 0.07 into 3600 k mole per meter square hour. Now, the Z which is equal to G dash by K y a into integral y2 to y1 dy 1 minus y minus yi. So, you have to calculate G1 dash first, which is G1 by area. Area is given 1 meter square. So, 29.2 by 1 meter square, which is 29.2 kmol per meter square hour. Now, G2 dash is equal to Gs divided by 1 minus y2 into 1 meter square, which is equal to 25.04 kmol per meter square hour. Now, we can get G dash, which is G1 dash plus G2 dash divided by 2, which is equal to 27.12 kmol per meter square second. So, now Z is equal to 27.12 divided by 0.07 into 3600 into 16.5. So, this is equal to 1.78 meter. So, this is the impact height. Required for this particular operation, particular process. Thank you.